Free food available and the Gallatin Valley Food Bank has it. I'm Annie Johnson and I'll have that full story coming up.
Community banks across Montana are preparing for the next wave of relief for small businesses so they can keep their employees on payroll. I'm Gabby Crevitt and I'll have the story coming up.
Americans have been staying at home for weeks, but this household essential is still hard to find. I'm Naomi Ruckham with some unexpected reasons you might be running low on toilet paper.
Just ahead of 6:30 on this Tuesday, Chet Lehman, Caitlin Corbett, Matt Elwell, and as you saw from our teases, we have all of the essentials coming up.
Yeah.
Food, employment,
Toilet paper.
and toilet paper. There you go. Yeah, so all of them coming up
We
here.
figured
in the
it
next few
out.
minutes. That's
We
it.
have the
That's all there
secret to
is.
life right here. Another good secret. It's not a well-kept secret. We have a couple of nice days ahead of us.
Good.
It's going to be great,
Good,
yeah.
good.
Early morning temperatures right now into the 20s and 30s for most of the area. 18 in West Yellowstone this morning, but man, a beautiful sunrise. Get outside and enjoy the day. And that's all I can say. Wind speeds may be up just a few miles per hour, but the temperatures will be up as well. That'll make you happy. It'll put a smile on your face. We'll talk about how long that smile is going to continue. And of course, maybe take a look at a chance to get out and view some shooting stars.
Nice.
That's coming up in just a few minutes.
Can't wait for that. Thank you very much, Matt. Time now is 6:31. There's another Montana death from coronavirus in hard-hit Toole County and a second death in Cascade County.
Toole County along the High Line has 5 of the now 12 deaths in Montana. No new cases reported in Montana in the last 24 hours. Our total stands at 433. Gallatin County is at 143. Silver Bowl County at 11. More than 11,000 tests have been completed in our state.
And to keep you and your family informed as we move forward, we're beginning a new series of reports. We're calling it The Rebound Montana. We'll focus on getting back to work with job openings, how to file for benefits, and how to succeed in the job market. Making ends meet, finding help for rent or food, and new belt tightening tips, managing that pressure if you're feeling isolated or frustrated, learn ways to connect with people virtually, get counseling, stay healthy and manage your stress, and doing what's right, keeping track of the way your tax dollars are spent and what's happening in our towns. We also have a community Facebook page that will have resources and information and just fun pictures of what you're doing.
Well, during this time, you shouldn't have to decide between paying your rent or buying groceries. And one local nonprofit wants to make sure that doesn't happen to anyone. MTN's Annie Johnson has more.
This is a very unusual time for a lot of people who may find themselves needing a little extra help. But fortunately for them, the Gallatin Valley Food Bank says they are here to do just that.
I feel like there's a lot of people that could maybe use what little money they have to pay their rent and then come here and get groceries and help create a more stable environment for their families.
At first, a lot of people were utilizing the food bank services.
We, of course, have seen an increase in March immediately when the news broke that we saw a lot more people then. Now it's leveling off kind of to normal terms.
But the food bank would love for more people to come get free food.
Anybody can come. There are no income restrictions. We're going to ask super basic information, and it's really an easy service. I mean, basically you're driving up and getting food.
The food bank realizes this pandemic has interrupted everyone's lives, including children.
Kids right now are not in school. Normally, a lot of children get free meals from their food service at school or reduced price meals or some sort of meal service option when they're in school.
But that's not stopping this community from making sure the children are fed.
We're contracting with the Bozeman School District Food Service to get these lunches, and so the bag lunches have a lunch for today or that day that they pick up and then a breakfast for the next day.
School lunches can also be picked up at several school locations throughout the county. The food bank will be offering this service Monday through Friday from 1 until 4 p.m. Reporting in Bozeman, Annie Johnson, MTN News.
Now for a list of those schools offering free lunches and breakfast, please visit this story on our website.
34 now. Congress is at work right now trying to come up with more financial aid for small businesses that have taken hard hits from the coronavirus pandemic. MTN's Gabby Crevitt has a report on how small businesses can prepare for round 2.
The Paycheck Protection Program is aimed at helping small businesses keep their employees on payroll during the COVID-19 pandemic with forgivable loans.
The first round of PPP loans went quickly, and the second round is expected to go even faster. Recently, Congress secured nearly $350 billion in a rescue package for small businesses across the country to keep their employees on payroll for the next 8 to 10 weeks. And that money went quickly.
We're hearing a lot of reports that we're expecting some additional funding, and our lenders are continuing to process through and fund the loans that were approved the first round, but they're also getting ready for another wave.
So if you missed the first round of funding, it's time to call up your banker and establish a good working relationship.
Relationships. Get with your bank. All the funds of this flow through the banks, through the PP program, and that's how it went the first round. I would expect that. At least don't have any reason not to expect anything different for the second round.
Community banks are echoing the same information as the Small Business Association and have some tips for you to be prepared once Congress passes another relief package.
Meantime, make sure that you have a copy of your current tax return. You're communicating with your community banker, and that you have a pretty good eyeball and grasp of your average monthly payroll costs.
Finally, the Small Business Association and community banks say keep your eye on the news to see when Congress passes the next relief package. It could be as early as later this week. Reporting in Bozeman, Gabby Crevitt, MTN News.
6:36 now. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected nearly every aspect of our lives, and that includes our mental health. Bozeman Health, the Western Montana Mental Health Center, and the Help Center have partnered up and created a new behavioral health urgent care. It's located near the hospital. Those experiencing a mental health crisis in the Gallatin Valley have had access to 211 hotline for years, but now there's a facility that works as an urgent care, providing in-person and telehealth services. Those services include crisis interventions, psychiatric evaluations, medication management, and on-the-spot counseling.
Anybody can go. If you think it's a crisis, then it's a crisis, and we are here to serve you. We will serve anybody regardless of their ability to pay, and that's due to the generous contributions of the foundations and members of the community.
Now, people can show up without an appointment to the urgent care center if they are having a crisis, or you can get a referral from 211 Monday through Friday from 8 o'clock in the morning until 6 p.m.
6:37 now. Some welcome news. The average price for a gallon of gas is the lowest it's been in more than a decade. AAA reports the average price across the U.S. right now is $1.82. That's down about 5 cents from just last week and just over $1 less than it was this time last year. In some states, prices at the pump are under $1 per gallon. Analysts say the cost of crude oil hasn't been this low since 2002, and they predict the cost of gas will keep dropping.
Well, the new movie theater in the Butte Plaza Mall has not been able to show a single movie since it took over in March due to coronavirus, but it is finding a way to adapt. Golden Ticket Cinemas is making up for the loss by selling its movie popcorn and candy for people to pick up and take home with them. Cinema will start showing first-run movies as soon as the state lifts restrictions. Sales are Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday from 5 to 8 in the evening, and Sunday from 2 to 6 in the evening.
When the coronavirus pandemic turned into a pandemic, there was panic buying for food and other items at stores. Many products have returned to shelves, but toilet paper is one that's still in short supply. CBS's Naomi Ruckham explains why.
Shelves usually filled with paper products remain empty, and many stores continue to limit how much you can purchase.
When people see this kind of scarcity, it's like, I don't want to run out. Let me buy some extra just in case.
Harvard professor Willie Shee says hoarding is a major reason toilet paper is scarce. Sales doubled in mid-March, according to the market research firm IRI.
The problem is that this gets kind of out of control, and the manufacturers, and particularly the truckers and the logistics companies, have to keep up with this.
But Americans are not only buying out of panic, they actually need more. People are no longer going to the restroom at school or work. While we're home 24/7, toilet paper maker Georgia Pacific estimates we're using 40% more. You can find calculators that tell you just how much TP you'll need. This one estimates a 4-person household will go through 20 rolls in about 16 days. And with retailers running low, consumers are now turning to industrial suppliers.
With the onset of the crisis, most of our customers now are residential consumers.
Rich Hebert is the CEO of CleanItSupply.com, which sells those giant rolls to businesses. While there are smaller sizes, much of it sold out, and what's left ships by the carton.
Now, a carton has 96 rolls. As long as they're willing to buy it in bulk and have a place to store it, we can satisfy their needs.
TP makers have increased production, but it could be several weeks before stores can add more stock. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
That's going to be one of those things that's going to take a while to catch up, as I fear as well.
I think so, and I think that rubbing alcohol, there's a few other things that I think will probably be in short supply for quite some time.
Yep.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break now. At 6:40, when we come back, retailers across the country saying thank you to frontline workers, first responders, and healthcare workers. How that's happening is coming up, and here's what's ahead on CBS This Morning at 7.
Good morning to you. Ahead only on CBS This Morning. California Governor Gavin Newsom tells us why more patience is needed as calls from protesters to reopen their states continue. Also, first on CBS This Morning, Stacey Abrams, former Democratic candidate for governor of Georgia, talks with us about a new project to help families hit hardest by coronavirus. Plus, COVID-19 is forcing food plants across the country to shut down, what this means for the nation's food supply. And Broadway star, that's Danny Burstein, opens up about his personal battle with coronavirus. We'll see you 7 o'clock on the dot.